You know that feeling, right? You've got a sensitive file, you drag it to the recycle bin, you empty it, maybe you even do the whole shift-delete thing for that permanently delete message. It just feels so final, secure, gone. But what if I told you that feeling is a total lie?
All right, so let's just cut to the chase. When your computer tells you a file is permanently gone, can you actually trust it? I mean, is it really truly gone forever? The answer, well, it's probably not what you think, and honestly, it's a pretty big deal for your digital privacy.
And check this out. This quote from our source, Brightech09, just lays it all out there. That so-called permanent deletion you've been doing? Yeah, not so permanent. Turns out, with the right tools, getting those files back is disturbingly easy.
Okay, so let's talk about the permanent delete myth. We're going to bust this thing wide open because it's one of the biggest misunderstandings in computing, and you really need to know this stuff to keep your data safe.
Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine your hard drive is a giant library. The file itself, that's the book. Now, when you delete that file, you're not actually burning the book. All you're doing is ripping out the little card from the card catalog that tells you where the book is. The book itself, the actual data, is still sitting right there on the shelf, totally readable. So why should you care that these files still exist? Well, this isn't just some nerdy technical detail. It's a massive, real-world security hole that could expose some of your most private information. I mean, just think for a second about the stuff you've deleted. Stuff you never want anyone to see again. We're talking tax returns, copies of your driver's license, sensitive work stuff, or maybe just those embarrassing photos from that one party. All of it could just be sitting there, invisible, but totally recoverable. And here's the real kicker. You don't need to be some elite hacker to get this stuff back. Nope. There's free software out there available to literally anyone that can scan that drive and pull those deleted files right back from the dead. So if you ever sell an old computer, you might be handing over your entire digital life on a silver platter without even knowing it.
Okay, that's the bad news. And yeah, it's pretty bad. But don't panic. There is a way to actually delete things for good. We just have to get a little more scientific about it.
So let's go back to that library analogy. If regular deleting is just ripping out the card, secure deletion is like marching over to the shelf, grabbing that book, and scribbling over every single word on every single page with complete gibberish. You're not just removing the reference, you're destroying the original content.
And this isn't just some trick someone came up with online. We are talking about a method so solid that the U.S. Department of Defense has its own standard for it. It's designed to make data so gone that even the pros with their fancy forensics gear can't get it back.
So how does this magic work? It's actually pretty straightforward. It's a three-step process, a three-pass overwrite. First, it covers the data with all zeros. Then, it does it again, but with all ones. And for the final blow, it buries it under a layer of complete random chaos. That triple whammy basically makes it impossible to recover anything. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get our hands dirty. How can you use this same military-grade tech on your own computer right now? Don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how.
The tool you need is called sdelete. And before you ask, yes, you can totally trust it. Why? Because it's made by Microsoft themselves. It's part of their official sysinternals toolkit, created by a literal genius named Mark Russinovich. So yeah, it's legit. And best of all, it's free.
Now, when we set this up, there's one really important number to remember. 3. That's the number of passes we want. It's the Department of Defense standard. You could do more, but honestly, it's overkill and just takes longer. 3 is the sweet spot.
Now, the base tool is a command line thing, which I know sounds scary, but forget that. We're going to use a super simple program for it called sdelete GUI. You just download it, open it up, punch in the number 3 for passes, and hit Enable. Boom, done. It puts a handy secure delete option right in your menu. And using it is even easier. Here's a little pro tip for Windows 11. Hold down the Shift key when you right-click on a file. That brings up the old-school menu. You'll see Secure Delete right there. Click it, and poof, that file is gone. I mean, really gone, forever.
All right, before you go on a deleting spree, we need to have a serious talk for a second. This tool is no joke. It's incredibly powerful, and you have to treat it with respect.
Let me be 100% clear on this, and our source puts it perfectly. This is not your recycle bin. There is no going back. There's no, oops, I need that back button. When you use sdelete, that data is obliterated.
so you better be absolutely positively sure before you click that button. One last super important point. Think of S-Delete as a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. It's perfect for getting rid of one specific, sensitive file or folder, but it is not the right tool for wiping an entire hard drive, especially if you have a modern SSD. SSDs have their own way of doing things. Using S-Delete on the whole drive can actually wear it out. So remember, S-Delete is for precision strikes, not for wiping the whole battlefield.
So there you have it. The secret's out. You now know that permanently delete is basically a myth, but you also have the power to do it for real. So the only question is, what are you going to erase for good?